Hofstra head coach Frank Catalanotto following a series opening 5-0 loss to Elon. Coach, just opening thoughts on today's game.
I thought that it was a well-pitched game by both starters. Mitrovic had us off balance all day long. He was throwing all three of his pitches wherever he wanted, and he was tough to hit. I thought Hamilton pitched really well, and when Hamilton came out of the game, in my opinion, should have been 0-0 still. We made an error in the first inning that brought a run around, and then there was a ball a few innings later in left field that I feel like should have been caught, and they scored a run that inning as well. So a well played or well pitched game. And we just weren't able to cash in. Those 3 runs at the end there that they scored in the ninth was a little bit of a backbreaker, because I felt good with the top of our order coming up, down 2-0 in the bottom of the ninth. With Catalanotto on the bench, we were going to pinch hit him if somebody got on. So it was unfortunate that we gave up those 3 runs.
About Hamilton's start, really good job. Maybe let up the 2 runs in the first 3 innings, which you said weren't his fault. So for him to be able to battle again out of so many tough situations, just his best start of the season, what does that show you, especially with him coming back from surgery this offseason?
No, I'm happy about it. Every time he goes out there, if we can take something positive from his starts, that's great. Obviously, with the way the season's gone this year, we're looking forward to next year. And, if he can kind of build and get some confidence going into next year, I think that's huge. So I'm happy, that he had this start. He wanted to go back out for another inning, and I just figured, it's better to kind of pull the plug with it and have him leave with some confidence and feel good about today's start.
Coach, so there was a little bit of an attempt for a comeback, bottom of the ninth, bases were loaded. Obviously you had Lane up there, unfortunately stranded all the base runners, but how did you feel that inning kind of showed that the team are fighters and just will play to the last out?
Yeah, and I think that it's true. They did show some fight there in the last inning. We did have a chance if Lane gets on there. Catalanoto's hitting behind him. We have a chance to tie the game up. So I guess you can definitely say that the guys didn't give up today. They fought all the way to the last out.
What did you see from Mitrovic today that kept you guys off balance?
Changeup. His changeup was really good. He was throwing his slider for strikes, his changeup and his fastball, and it seemed like our hitters were looking for something else. When they were getting the changeup, they were looking for the fastball, and vice versa. So he did a good job of kind of reading the hitters maybe and figuring out which pitch would be the best pitch to throw next. I was pretty impressed.
They had some success with the small ball and the bunting against Mitrovic, who really kind of carved you guys up for some points. Were there any thoughts or talks about possibly trying to lay down some more bunts, or ultimately why didn't you guys decide to try to go some more small ball?
Yeah, we don't have a very good bunting team. Our guys don't bunt very well, and had we gotten somebody on base, I was ready to bunt, but I was hoping that we can get somebody on base and then kind of play some small ball, because the guys in the lineup today, with the exception of Dylan, they're not great bunters.
Moving on to the defense, I want to definitely acknowledge Michael Brown and his defensive efforts today, being part of multiple grounders, being part of a double play, having his own solo line out. What are you seeing in him as a defensive player?
Yeah, I thought he had a great game today defensively. He's throwing the ball better. Early in the season, he was having a tough time with his arm. He wasn't throwing the ball well. He's playing with some confidence, and that's what we need from him. We need him to be confident and get better every single game, and I think we've been seeing that here the last couple of weeks.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Good luck.